This episode is brought to you in part by Austin Barboza. Now, Austin is a man of fine taste who always seems to get what he wants. This could be because he enjoys listening to great podcasts like this one on demand, or because of the strong possibility that he is, in fact, a pirate. No, it's because Austin went to patreon.com/podcastatt and became a patron. Now he enjoys gag reels, deep cut discussions, and totally unscripted shoutouts like this one. So don't be a pirate, be like Austin. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to All the Things Sorta Truth, the dipped-in alcohol reread of the Sorta Truth series by Terry Goodkind. I'm Nate.
And I'm Jade.
And this week we're going to be getting into Chapter 12 of Wizard's First Rule. But first, we have some news for you.
Yeah, we do. This week, Rob Anderson posted in the official Terry Goodkind and Sorta Truth Book Club Facebook group, because that title couldn't possibly be any longer, that they are all set to dole out some more Sorta Truth and Goodkind goodies within the first week of November, which is like right as this is airing. They are going to be using a third-party fulfillment company who apparently they've worked with before, and they have a lot of experience in this area. So as soon as that shop is opened, they are going to be posting it on that page. So we are all going to see it. And I know that me and Nate are going to be digging through there and seeing what's going on.
I'll tell you one thing that I really, really hope is on there, and I can almost guarantee won't be, a Sorta Truth replica.
Yeah.
It's been a dream of mine to hang a battle axe above our fireplace someday, and I think instead of a battle axe, I want to put the Sorta Truth. And I saw a conversation on Facebook, I think it was last week. Somebody had posted a picture of the Sorta Truth. He's like, what the hell? I can't get one of these anywhere? And there's no official remake of the Sorta Truth anywhere. You can't buy them. There's a lot of, I don't want to say amateur, but there's a lot of sword makers who can make you a pretty damn close replica, but there's no official stamped Sorta Truth replica available.
I do know that there's some ownership issues as far as the sword goes because of Disney and owning the show and the rights to all of that. I'm not sure how far that goes, though, because I don't think that the sword in the show was necessarily exactly to spec of the sword in the books. So I don't know exactly what licenses Disney holds and what, how much wiggle room Terry is going to actually have to be able to do something like that.
Right. I mean, that's true. There is a picture of the sword in the book.
Right.
So as long as the one in the show isn't exactly like that, which they changed a lot of things in the TV show, so come on. They didn't follow this one thing perfectly true, I'm sure. There's a change in it somewhere, which could make all the difference for copyright issues or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm going to definitely be watching that really closely over the next week or so because I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely. Me too. So one of our listeners, I hope that I get this name right. If not, please forgive me. Mariamah Davey reached out to us to ask if she could advertise this podcast in her Wattpad book. So to be honest, Jade and I didn't exactly know what that was. So we checked it out and we were really, really impressed. So it's a book that she wrote. It's full of articles, and it's about anything in the TV series, the books, the actors, the author, just everything. And it is awesome. If you want to check it all out for yourself, we're going to leave a link in the description as well as putting it up on the Facebook, because I think everybody needs to take a look at it. You can really tell that a lot of time and energy went into it.
For sure. Make sure you check it out. We're also going to be announcing the winner of our 3-book giveaway during this episode.
That's right, we are.
But because we're making a shameless attempt to get more people to listen to this whole show, we're going to do it at the end. So stick around and see if you've won. Now on with the show.
All right, so after leaving the safety of Chase's home, Richard, Kaylin, Zed, and Chase are basically pursued for an entire day. Yeah, great first day of road trip.
Yeah, it's exactly how you dream the first day of vacation would go.
Yeah, I mean, shit always tends to go wrong, but you hope it doesn't go quite so haywire.
Episode starts, and it seems like Richard had just fallen asleep when Emma wakes him up. And Emma had made a big breakfast. Although she's still, like, real perky, way perkier than I would be, she's not quite herself like she was last night. She's tired, she's a little bit off. She's been up all night making them food and getting shit ready. Chase isn't even in the house anymore. He ate and took off. He's outside getting shit ready.
I mean, that kind of shows the character of who this lady is again, because, I mean, who the fuck does that? Okay, this guy is a buddy of yours. They show up in the middle of the night. They need food. They need weapons and a direction. This chick needs clothes. And she just sees to all of it.
Yeah.
Doesn't even question.
Right. Emma is definitely a stand by your man type bitch.
Yeah. Now, Richard was fretting about what laid ahead, but he was obviously not too worried about it because he was also taking the time to kind of like check Kaylin out and decide that she was still hot in her new traveling clothes.
Most important note of the day.
Right. Man, I might have to kill a dude with this sword. Booty. Yeah. Yeah, no, she looks good. That's cool.
Yeah, she can wear the other clothes. I'm okay with it.
I'll walk behind her across a country twice. Yeah, that'll be great.
Kaylin jumped when she saw Chase hanging out in the doorway. He's wearing a heavy chainmail shirt over a tan leather tunic, heavy black pants, boots, and cloak, black gloves and belts with the symbol of the Boundary Wardens, fashioned head to toe in weapons.
I'll bet he makes the sound like when soldiers run. You can hear all the metal clips and stuff. I'll bet he sounds just like that. Yeah. Like he's basically wearing steel. I mean, he is, but I'll bet he makes a lot of noise.
Or maybe he doesn't, because he's a boundary warden and he has it all strapped to himself so tight with leather. You can't hear shit.
Yeah, I could see that too. He can sneak up on people,
yeah.
So maybe that's why he's so fucking quiet, because everything he wears is literally made of sound. And in times like this, it's actually really good that they're hanging out with a guy like this, because he's got weapons to spare. He gives Kaylin this long sheathed knife, and Richard has to admit that he forgot his at home and needed to borrow one. I had two thoughts here. One, man card, give it up. You can never come up empty-handed on a pocket check. That is a party foul, sir.
Especially to a dude like Chase.
Right, especially to Chase. You're right. He would bust his balls so hard for that. Dude, you forgot your knife? Come on. Amateur. And the second thing was, well, what about the sword of truth? Like, doesn't that count for anything?
Apparently not. He still needs his little pocket carry.
In case he's got to hurt somebody, he's got to have the one knife under 3 inches long.
Yeah.
This is the one for self-defense. The big one's just for show.
Decoration. Now, I'm just happy that Kaylin finally has a fucking weapon, so she doesn't have to huck rocks.
Right. That didn't turn out so well for her the last time. I mean, it didn't turn out bad, but it probably wasn't the most effective weapon.
No. It shouldn't be rocks or magic power. You should have a solid in between.
Right.
So, as they leave, Emma gives everybody, some little goodbye, and she ends up giving Zed the fried chicken to take along. And as funny as it is that Zed gets it, why doesn't she give anybody else? Is the reason that she only gives Zed the plate of food on their way out because he's complaining so much about needing food?
Yeah, I think it's because he's always hungry. But I thought about this a little more, and I also kind of think that she gave Zed the fried chicken for all of them. He just treated it like she gave it to him. And that's somehow funnier.
She gave Richard, be safe. She gave Chase a kiss, which he accepted, which was a nice moment because he normally is nah.
He's not a guy for PDA.
Right. Kaylin didn't really she got the clothes, and she was like, I'll bring him back, which is, don't make promises like that. Even if you live, the chances of you remembering to bring these fucking clothes back, you'll bring money back. Let's be real.
Well, yeah, she didn't get anything else because you remember from an earlier episode, we talked about how Emma is probably not Kaylin's greatest fan because she had to stay up all night and like refashion her clothes and her legs were too long and her boobs were too big.
Yeah, she's probably not super keen on her leaving with her man.
Right.
Right now either, even though she's with Richard and Zed too. That's why she doesn't get no fried chicken.
Right. No fried chicken for you. And hey, this dress comes back.
Laundered.
Right. Clean and folded, motherfucker. This ain't a laundromat. So Richard is kind of thinking about how he's a woods guide and he knows he's leaving him for what could be the first time. And he starts thinking about how this journey is so different from all of the other journeys that he's taken. In this one, he doesn't know exactly where he's going. And Chase is also worried, which freaks Richard out because Chase is not a dude to worry.
Apparently there's like a hawk on the trail that they see right away too. That he takes as like a not great omen. He's like, I already know. I don't even need your shitty omen.
So a quick look on Google has told me that if you see a hawk, it means you need to pay the fuck attention. That you are about to receive a message from a spirit.
Oh.
At least that's what it says on spiritanimals.com. I don't know personally. This is a thing. You can look it up yourselves and see that I'm not just making it up. I thought it was a little bit funny that Richard is aware of superstitions like this.
Maybe Zed has told him some shit like that. You would think that Zed would be like, oh boy, watch out, see that hawk up there? But it's not mentioned here at all. At this point, it kind of goes from person to person, giving a description of each, and Richard wonders who the most dangerous is. He also appreciates that while they're all sworn to follow him, they're also kind of guiding him, and that kind of shows that Richard is still humble. He's still willing to take on advice from people who know better. He's not assuming that he's the seeker and he's just this badass, all-knowing dude at this point who can just do things on his own.
Right.
And he knows that all these guys, like, added up, still can't beat Dark and Raw without him, too. So it's like this heavy, complicated bullshit.
Yeah, he's traveling with badasses.
Yeah, he is.
These are the best of the best.
And he's one of them.
He doesn't feel like it, though. I think that's one of the big differences.
You're right. Because maybe together they can all beat Dark and Raw.
At least I think that's what he's hoping. But we know that the catch is he can't use the sword. He doesn't have that figured out. He knows him and his friends probably stand a good chance. But the sword, he can't use that.
That's why he needs a knife.
Right, that's why he's bringing the knife. Oh, I didn't think about that. It's like, well, better have a backup weapon.
Yeah, stab him in the eyeball.
Would you call yourself a seeker? You didn't bring a knife? So our view gets focused on Zed. And Zed is already eating his fried chicken, and he only offers some to anybody else after he had his fill. But the other thing that stuck out to me here was Zed maybe doesn't think that they're going to be on the road for a long time because he's just mowing all the chicken right away.
Oh, yeah.
If you're going to be on a long journey, probably best to save that shit. Now, modern times, we have McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's not an endorsement for McDonald's, but we could stop literally every 5 miles all the way across the country and get a burger if we wanted.
Right.
They can't do that. I think it'd be more important to like start saving food. Or I don't see why Richard or Chase wasn't like, what the fuck are you doing? Save that. Them being, travelers.
I mean, I guess it depends on how well they know Zed. Maybe they just know if, like with your kids, if you let him have the fried chicken, he's going to be quiet back there. And you're not going to have to listen to him for the next 15 minutes while he eats.
That's true. Stay quiet so I can figure out which direction we're going in.
Yeah. Like, if you just let them have their chicken nuggets in the car on the road trip instead of waiting for the roadside stop, you're going to have a much quieter ride.
I like that.
So, Snake